Alright, hello, this is Zirconigo16 with another tutorial. Here we are focusing on the 3DS version this time. I've been grinding this for a little while. I believe this is the first tutorial for this version, so if we have any other ideas, we'll keep on bringing them out, because it's good to get this thing more and more optimized, and hopefully as close as we can to the original, even though the controls are insanely harder, but hopefully we can get as close as we can. Now for this, we're going to be focused on the fight of Boolossus, and we notice that in the original version of the game, the early pop that we get, all we have to do is run to the right, run around the right rocking horse, around the outside edges of it, down and then left, and he'll pop every time while we're trying to get the ice at the same time. But if we do that in this version, it don't work, unfortunately, and it's probably related to Luigi's walking animation being different feel and probably even speed in this version. And the way I kind of noticed something like that is in like the Chauncey fight, for example. In the original, we normally make it all the way to the wall before he throws that rocking horse at you, and then to the left. You would make it to the wall and do the same thing. In this version, at least to me, it feels like he doesn't, especially going back left for the second rocking horse, he doesn't make it all the way to the wall in time. It's as if he moves a little bit slower. So because of that, that is why this pop isn't working here like it did in the original. But after doing some searching and coming up with some stuff, we actually have some strats that are available to get early pops. I actually was going to start with just a couple strats and do a tutorial, but I kept finding more stuff along the way while trying to make this. That there's a lot of different things you can do. Some of them it takes a little bit longer for them to pop consistently, but it's very easy to understand movement. So it's really up to you. I like still the two strats I've done originally, I like the best. They work the best for me, and I hope it helps others do the same thing with this, because as far as I know, we still haven't found anything for this, so I'm hoping this will save a good amount of time on this fight to make it more consistent, and the only thing we have to worry about is the actual fight itself, which is already an adventure for people that run this game already. We already know it's very hard. But anyway, so with the strats in this version, on the Boolossus stage fight, on the area that you fight on, there is a little purple line. Purple line that stretches all the way up and down the arena of the fighting area of this fight, just after the right rocking horse. There's one on each side, but the one on the right side that we're running toward, that's the main thing for these two strats particularly. You want to be the first strat I'm going to show you, literally just run there. You get to the line more like the first part of it, like there's two ends to it, right? There's a line going all the way up and down, and then there's one beginning part of the purple line, and then there's an end part. You don't want to go towards the end. You go towards the end, he goes too far right and doesn't pop. You want to go like almost like walk right on the first initial line there. Put your foot right on the initial line, or a little bit further is also fine. You can actually do it almost as far back as halfway to the right rocking horse, and you can still stop. The only problem with that, and why I don't suggest that as well, is because when you do that, you get smashed by Boolossus, and then you have to do that animation, get back up, and then do it. He'll still pop, though. If you happen to be in that situation, you'll still get the pop just as fast and be fine. But you'll be flipping all over the place and then having to get iced afterwards, which also makes the point of this strat, the standing strat, when you just stand there in one spot upright, and he pops, then you have to go search for the ice and then go right, which can be bad depending on where it is, and because you're right, it's going to take a little bit more time to get to the left, set everything up, give you a little bit less time to do the fight, and that can cause problems. I have gotten the one cycle before, or at least the idea of understanding that I did, knowing it's very possible, still doing it that way, so it's not too bad. If it works for you and you'd rather do that, do that. It'll save you a bunch of time, because like for now, what we have is we kind of most of the time do the same movement, and then we like to get the ice, and then we'll like point downward on the left part of the rocking horse and just point downward and wait for him to pop, which is a good backup if you messed anything up, because eventually he will pop. At first I didn't even know that existed, so I think Saria doing it in one run and followed that and said, okay, well that's at least something to start with. But that backup you can still keep in mind if you ever mess anything up. But like I said, with this, the first strat, you just want to run to that purple, the beginning part of that purple line and stop, or a little bit later is fine. Just don't get to the later right part of that line, otherwise he'll miss, and all you have to do is stand there and he'll pop. The second strat, we're going to go to that purple line, and instead of stopping and doing nothing, we're going to bring out our vacuum when we get to that purple line, which it can be pretty much anywhere in that purple line. I even tried doing this like the same way we did in the original, when I went just as right as I had to, pulled the vacuum out, and just went around, which is just before the purple line, like we used to walk just around it to see if it works, and it doesn't quite work. I think I had it work once, but it didn't work consistently. Getting to the purple line, which is just a tad bit further, makes it consistent. So you have to get to the purple line, pull out your vacuum, go straight down like you would in the original, and then go left when you get to the bottom of the rocking horse, and then move and get the ice and let them pop and whatever. It all happens at the same time there. So for example, we will start with the standstill strat. And I'm going to show you some variations that I also found worked while testing. So we get to the line here, and I'm not quite far enough there, so I got hit. But if you're a little bit further, I think I was a little bit too far down as well. It also hit me because of that. But you don't want to go like optimally like directly above the rocking horse. You kind of want to go straight right and a little bit up, which is kind of what most of us do. Then you stop on the line, then he bounces off the wall like that, and you get the pop. That's what you're looking for. You're looking to stand in that area, in the beginning part of that line, not the end part. The end part, as you can probably tell, he'll go too far right and you'll bounce over the rocking horse, but he'll just miss the point. So he'll do the same thing, he'll just miss it. But like I said, with the hit I got there, it's way lenient, because you can stop like right here, and he'll still do it. He'll just be hitting way over here. And I mean, worst case scenario, it could be worse. But depending on where the ice is, it could hurt you. And as you can see here, you can still have an okay Boolossus with it, just to prove the point that if you're able to do that, it's okay, because it is consistent still. Now for the second strat, which is what I like the best, personally. You want to go to that purple line, bring out your vacuum, go straight down, turn left, and then he will pop. What happened there is I did not go far enough. I was used to the other strat. So the other one, you want to be like right on the early part of that line or earlier, and you get hit. In this case, you want both feet to be down, and you want to get on your both of your feet on that purple line when you do it this way. So let's do it again there. So as you can see, I can move down left a little bit like I did there on that purple line, but I was still on the purple line. But yeah, we're moving to the line. I get that every time. thing I noticed about this Boolossus, like the halfway strat or the 3/4 strat, doesn't work as well in this version. Can't really get the boost dragged over as fast as you can in the original from my experiences, so it's better to be all the way to the left. But anyway, going back to the strat I'm doing, on the line, bring the vacuum out so you automatically stop and pop. And you see, if you wait a little bit longer there, like I did there, it was even a faster pop, but there's a little bit of leniency. But what you learn from this is that the standstill strat, you want to be more at the beginning of the purple line. The other strat, you want to make sure you're at least on the purple line or a bit further onto the purple line. And then you can get it. One more time here. I'm still working on the 100% of 100% consistency of it, because it can be a little sketchy. You see how sometimes it's a little slower than others. Trying to understand it entirely, so that's why I say, like, the standstill strat is very easy to understand. You don't have to worry about anything. This is a little bit more complex, but not too bad. But the good thing about this strat is that it's easy, and dude, if I do perfect straight lines there, like I went straight up, right, when I got there, and then I went straight down, particularly the straight down on the line, and then straight left when I get to the other side. That really gets the fastest pop there on that strat. You can get very, very, very few variations. I'll show it one more time. And so when I was having fun with this and just testing stuff for fun, I found some other strats that work too. If you like them, you might like them. You might find them easier to work, I don't know. But I found a couple of these other things. You can like stand in some places and they'll just pop. So let's see, I can hug the bottom and just stand here. And he'll pop it slow, but he'll do it every time. I'll take an extra bounce there. And all that craziness, that's another variation. Just make sure you're hugging rocking horse on that one if you do that. I believe you can also stand in like the corner and get it. That's a bit faster. Yeah, there's a bunch of variations, and obviously if you mess it up, you always have the point down strat. And he'll eventually pop himself. And for people that don't know that strat, I guess I should point that out just in case this is like a tutorial and someone's learning this game for the first time and hasn't seen anything, doesn't know how anything's done. Let's say I messed something up. Said it went way around here. Oh no, see, it still works. See this? There's a bunch of variations that work over there. Late. It's just your position's a little worse. To be honest with you, a lot of stuff works over there and you can still explore. Let me find something that don't work. Actually, let's do the original movement. This is what we used to do in the original. Nah, I messed up. Now what do? Just stand here. And you point down and you wait, and eventually, depending on where he is, it'll take a few more bounces, but eventually he'll pop and then you can continue getting ice or whatever you want to do. Need to do, rather. Nice little one cycle to finish it off too. Alright, so that's the tutorial. If you have any questions, just let me know on YouTube. I'll have this uploaded to YouTube. I'll have it in the Discord. Let me know if you have any questions. Hopefully this saves some time. It should save a few seconds on the initial pop at least. So So yeah, everyone have a good one, and enjoy that speedrunning.